Here's an update at project house number 1. They got the headers on. That's about it. The contractor comes over here, works for a couple hours a week. I'm hoping he starts working a little bit more. The header, I don't know if you guys can tell, they didn't really get it on super straight, but they did their best, and that's kind of consistent on both sides. So I don't know why they wouldn't have got it flush on the outside. If you can tell, it's a little out of flush, and they even cut it, so I guess they just cut it a little bit crooked. But these LVLs run into the house about 4 foot on both sides. And if we come back over to this side, I'll show you the outside there. We come up here. There's M&M Mavis right there. You can find her on YouTube.
Hello.
But just kind of overhanging right there. So now I'll go inside, show you what it's looking like in there, what we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna put the light on and hopefully it's bright enough. It's a tight hole to get inside. But now that I'm in here, they got the LVLs running inside. This is like their temporary support wall. Not really sure. I guess it gets the job done. Oh, they just kind of have it blocked in there. So this is a temporary support wall. This is the one side. And then I'll go over to show you guys the other side. They kind of change what they do as they move along. As you can tell, like over here, this wall, for some reason they put a little tiny bottom plate, but only under that little section, not under this section, which doesn't really make too much sense to me at all. But this LVL's in, and then this one here, original one, it might be crooked. I'm gonna put a level on it later. And then as you can tell, this one came in pretty flush. So this one's pretty straight with the wall, but when we go over to the other side, which I'm walking over there now, it's coming out a good solid 2 inches from the top. So this wall, I'm probably gonna have to reframe out the whole thing. I'm gonna try to put the level on there and show you guys what it's like. I'm gonna see if I can get Mavis to come film. Wow, that light is bright. Okay, so when we put it on here, try to avoid the nails, get this level. We'll level right there. So this needs to pull in some, which you can see. I don't know, can they see it moving? This is not really tight. This whole LVL moves. They didn't do a great job at that, but they're not done. So then the rest of this wall, when we come down here, put the level on, to get this to be level, it needs to move out like that. So come show this gap here. Well, right there. So there's about a 2-inch gap where this whole wall is tilted out. So this whole wall is going to need to be reframed, and then it gets straight down in there.
This is the view from this side. If you can kind of see, the wall is pushed out to the right a little bit where it's bowing.
It might be easier if you get a little closer to the wall or a little back farther. I mean, like maybe come back. So my next step is going to be reframing this wall in the kitchen. That I'll probably try to get done this week, and then hopefully they get the trusses up tomorrow. He said they're supposed to do the trusses tomorrow. I'm very skeptical that'll happen, but that's what he said. So hopefully the trusses get up there tomorrow, and then everything is good to go. Here's a little update, and maybe you'll see more later. Then here's down in the basement. So right above this rafter, or this floor joist here, is where he built the support wall. But as you can tell, the support wall is all just on this singular floor joist now. So what I'm going to do is support this floor joist down here, and in the basement I'm going to support it going up and support the upstairs wall going up. So the support's going from the rafters clear down to the floor, and that's going to give it a lot more stable support why I had that wall out versus how they did it when they just put it right on this with no support in the basement at all. And when we come along to the other side, they did the other side the same way. I'm really not sure why there's no support wall down in the basement below, because as you can tell, they had that support walls put up right there. And then when we come down here, there's just nothing. And I even asked them to make sure they were going to do that because I was concerned, and they didn't. So I think the house just shifted on just this wall over time, but maybe possibly it shifted some or helped it shift when, you know, it wasn't really supported well, but who knows. I built this little temporary wall. It's right underneath the kitchen. It's about 4 feet out from that back wall. And then we have this post here holding it up again. I'll probably might add another one in the middle later on. But right now, have that big beam upstairs or temporary support. And this, it was just resting right on one of these, right on the floor. So this is just going to sturdy up the floor and make it a little bit stronger for the time being. And what I'm going to do is go upstairs and show you guys around up there. So coming up here, it's way out of level, but I'm going to build a couple temporary supports. And like even these temporary supports they put in, you might not be able to tell on the camera, but like it's like 5-6 inches out of level from being. The workers here just don't seem to care at all. So back upstairs, I'll show you what it's looking like now in my plan, I guess. This wall here is still loose, shaky, not doing anything. But right here, I have this 2x4, this new one. It's in, let me try to wipe this lens off a little bit. Okay, maybe that'll be a little clearer. So this 2x4 is in and it's level, and on this other side it's a little easier to tell how far this wall is out of level. The new wood's in level, and as we follow it down, it gets back right in line with the old wood. So what I did was at the top up here, I just notched it out at the same pitch as this rafter here and just screwed that into that, so it's carrying the roof load down and it has a level spot. And then I also, I don't know if you can tell, it's notched out right in there as well. So that's what's going on. I'm going to try to jack up this a little bit. I'm putting more supports in, and I'm going to try to jack this up a little and see if that will in turn bring this wall in a little, because it's up to 3 inches out at the worst spot, and it's only out right on this side of this wall. This other side of the wall is nice and level. It just kind of splits right off in here. And up in here, they kind of have switched from the double top plate where they just hacked it out, and then it switches to just a single top plate, and this framing is all just balloon framing, and they have done quite a few modifications over the years. So that's my plan. Let me know if you guys have any other ideas, tips, and as always, thanks for watching. One last thing, what I also did up here, I just cut a little piece of wood to go between the top plate and the header to kind of get full connection on there for the time being, as well as right over here. You can tell on this side where it's kind of coming out. And I wonder if that's partially because the wall is bowing out, and if I can get this wall to bow back in or push the top back in, if it'll then become tight there again. But I just put a little block under there as well to try to get, at least get it a little bit better than right now. It does have these two temporary supports right now. But yeah, that's where we're at. Thanks for watching.